Hello and welcome to Take 5 with the Regional Chamber. I'm Kim Calvert. Vacation season is in full swing and many of us are enjoying fun trips to far-off destinations or wishing we were. But if you're looking for something fun and educational to do closer to home, the Ernie Hall Aviation Museum in Warren is a perfect place for you. Chelsea Miller took a tour of the new museum.
The Ernie Hall Aviation Museum exists because of a love of flying and a determination to educate the community and the world about who Ernie Hall was and what role he played in the history of flight.
First of all, he was a real character. He was very unique for his time. He flew at the same time the Wright Brothers flew. In fact, Ernie Hall knew the Wright Brothers. It wasn't unusual for Ernie to make a trip to Dayton. It was not unusual for Ernie to make a trip over to Kill Devil Hills, where they made the first glider flights and first powered flights.
Ernie built and then flew his first airplane in Warren in 1909. This is a replica of that plane. Bill Hunter, one of the directors of the museum, not only spent his time with Ernie, but also took flying lessons from him. He remembers his first flying experience in 1963, with Ernie guiding him through the process.
We taxied out and got on the grass strip, and he hollered back at me. He says, "Well, let's go, take this thing off." And I kind of thought to myself, what's he letting himself in for? And so with a little guidance, we pushed the throttles forward and took the airplane off and flew around the field 2 or 3 times and landed, and I was hooked.
This museum documents Ernie's flying history, but that's not all. It's a complete look at aviation through the decades. For anyone who loves planes, this is a must-see, and a great time to plan a visit is August 9th for the museum's 3rd annual Wings and Wheels Festival, where more than 200 planes are expected to fill this airstrip, including planes from World War II. For Take 5 with the Regional Chamber, I'm Chelsea Miller.
The museum is currently only open on the weekends, Saturday from 9 to 1 and Sunday from 11 to 3. To find out more about the museum, visit erniehallaviationmuseum.org. We recently held an event in a hangar at the museum's adjoining airfield. While there, we asked some of our members about their first flights and favorite flying experiences. Here's what they had to say.
My first plane ride was when I was about 21 years old, I believe. I had the opportunity to take a jet by myself, believe it or not, all the way out to San Diego, California, where my sister was living, and I went on a McDonnell Douglas 80, I believe is what it was. It was a very exciting experience for the first time to be above the clouds and to look down on the ground.
My favorite memory was flying over Penn State and Sharon Speedway, being in the cockpit with the pilot.
My favorite plane ride was from Wichita, Texas to North Carolina. The military, as they are, is the cheapest way there, and I ended up on what I called a pedal jumper, and we must have landed and taken off anywhere from 10 to 15 times from Texas to North Carolina.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Take 5, and we'll see you right back here next week. With the Regional Chamber, I'm Kim Calvert.
Take 5 with the Regional Chamber is produced by Mahoning Valley Productions, where we tell your stories.